Did you hear the one about the horse
No.
that walked into the bar?
Which horse?
Said, hey, to the bartender. And the bartender, the joke.
Yeah.
The horse walks into the bar. Hey, says the bartender. No, I'd rather have a beer, thanks, says the horse.
Oh, what a pity.
I'd say stick to commentary, but probably should stick to telling jokes.
Hello, everybody. It's the Tear Up from Sandown Raceway, the home of horsepower. And I really hope my friend Matt Nolte reins in his jokes this afternoon as we dissect the day that was here at the Shannon Speed Series. Hello.
Hello. I just want to work out which end of the horse you are. Oh, the tear-ups just get worse, don't they? You weren't even expecting that one.
Good. You didn't even do any prep for
No,
this
I
as
didn't.
usual, so the horse jokes are very, very
See,
impressive.
I've got nothing on this screen. It just looks like I've got stuff going on.
No, this is only so we look important.
Yeah.
Speaking of important, today was an important day. It was a
Very.
cracking day of motor racing here at Sandown. We had changeable weather, we had varied results, we had some wild racing. Can we start with Trans Am? Because that is box office stuff this year.
It never stops, and every race, even the formation lap, the parade lap out to the grid has all the action. But you better not be in the middle of the pack. That's all I can say.
No, you'll end up somewhere off the road. Can I say one of the personal highlights with Trans Am racing is Matty White getting up on the wheel. There is nothing better than that bloke up on the rev limiter.
At around about 2.5 seconds, contact Gillis and Barber. It had to happen, and it did happen. Gillis goes around in a whole heap of smoke and somehow avoids catastrophe.
You should wait till he turns his mic on.
Yes, he doesn't actually use a microphone, Matty. It's a fact that very few people know. He's just projecting normally. That's how he talks.
Seconds, contact Gillis and Barber. It had to happen, and it did happen.
We had a lot of highlights today. There were some lowlights, though, and one of them, unfortunately, came from young Jude Barguana, who in another wild Kumo V8 Touring Car Series race started from pole, led early in the first lap, dropped right to the back of the field, passed his way to the front, got the race lead, looked like winning, crashed at turn 4. Oh, dear. Young bloke.
Jude.
Cold tyres, and ended up in the tyres, ironically, over at turn 4.
But his day's going to come.
It will. Still leads the championship, though, by 7 points, and a great win there for Jamie Tilley, who closes in on the championship lead, which is good stuff.
Talking of Barguanas, what about Benny's effort there in that race this afternoon? Watching way too much World Rally Championship on Stan Sport. Have a look at this. He was all out of shape heading down the straight and managed to keep it on the black stuff in the end. He was under siege all day.
Yeah, I don't miss our colleague Molly Taylor as much, having watched that. I feel like I've got my rally fix now. Yeah, no, Molly Barguana?
Molly...
No, not
No,
sure.
no.
Anyway, she will be back in the Australian Rally Championship a bit later on, by the way, later this year. Hello to Molly.
Hi,
watching
Molly.
At home, I'm sure. One of the cool things this weekend is some Wings and Slicks open wheelers. Now, we've had S5000 and the Australian Drivers' Championship all year, but Australian Formula Open has joined the fun. And what we get out of that are some ripping young racing car drivers joining the pack. Now, cast your mind back, Nolts. This is my little I was there when.
Yes.
Way back in the wet here at Sandown. Young Liam Lawson in a Formula 4 race.
As in
charged
Formula One's
his
own
way-
Liam Lawson.
Formula One's own
Ah.
Liam Lawson. And I'd just like to say now, adopted Australian
Yes.
Liam Lawson. I
Because
think
he's doing so well.
he's done well in 2 Grand Prix, so
Yeah.
therefore I think that is the criteria.
Yes.
I Googled it,
Yes.
that is the criteria where we adopt him.
He'd be the crowded house of car races.
Don't dream it's over. People dreaming this is over anytime soon. Begging for more tomorrow dubious. Will be Carl in the McLaren, who was very fast today in monochrome GT4, Matt, but unfortunately things didn't quite go well for young Carl.
He gets in here, there'll be one parked in between. Begg tries to go with him. No, there's contact in the middle between the Holden and McLaren. And that will be the race with a bit of controversy.
Damage on a McLaren, not cheap, I would imagine.
And your point was right. Radiators aren't just readily available down at Super Cheap Auto. They actually had to come back and pick one up from downtown, bring it out there. They're fitting that out, ready to drive tomorrow.
Look, our mates at Super Cheap Auto have an incredible array of parts. But McLaren 570 GT4 radiators, they're not in high demand, it turns out. I did not know that. I thought they'd be like Commodore radiators, they'd just be dime a dozen, but it turns out, no.
Well, you'd have a couple of McLarens now.
Yeah, just parked alongside the Porsche, no problems.
I mean, 118 scale
Yes.
anyway.
we did perhaps get a little bit of future predictions today as well. When we crossed down to our own Greg Rust for a pre-race interview. Basically behind bars.
Yes.
That's what's happened there.
Probably going to stay there.
Concerning, but, you know.
Let's talk about crushes. You've got quite a few. I've had a couple every now and then.
I'm not sure where you're going with this.
But how about this one from Tony D'Alberto on Fabian Coulthard? And Coulthard had nothing.
Fabs, the question I've got for you, mate. My sister loves you. My sister gets embarrassed when you're around. What's the magic? Is it the eyes, the hair? What is it?
I have no idea. I'm starting to blush.
Now, Fabs would have had some autograph hunters over the day, but his former teammate, his good friend's sister. That's really, how do you break that news, Tony?
Like that, I guess, with the helmet
True.
on and knowing you're going to go at the racetrack.
And also, hello to Becky and the kids watching at home.
Yes.
Fabian loves you very much, and he will be home soon. We did see some cool stuff here today, and Sandown, being a Victorian round in one of the biggest cities in Australia, always brings some big names out, and it was really cool to see legend of our sport, Tim Schenken here, just looking at his glory days of the sport and the cool cars in the Shannon's garage this weekend.
Yeah, and he spent a lot of time in the commentary box, which was really putting me off at some point. Standing there overlooking what we were saying. Mr. Schenken, I can't really focus on the car racing. I haven't had enough time doing that normally.
Are you saying you had a little bit of performance anxiety there, did you?
It happens from time to time.
Legendary watching on.
You'll get to that level one day.
That's going to get edited out, I'm sure. I have no doubt Rob will be cutting that out as we speak.
No, he won't be.
Right now. That's why you got such a long face.
What? I knew that was going to wrap up this one.
It had to.
Hey, Big Bad Sandown's going to be back tomorrow. We've had a cracking day here, but it all continues on Stan Sport. A big support cast out there as we work our way to a very busy end to the series.
Very quickly,
Yes.
what are you looking forward to most on Sunday?
More Trans Am.
Oh, yeah. That goes
Every time they go out, you're guaranteed there. And with TCR, you don't need to have 30 cars out there. We've got a quality field out there right now. The racing out front's going to be cool, but it's our last chance to see before the internationals come out under lights in November. Those back-to-back weekends are going to be pretty special.
I'm looking forward to pronunciation of surnames, building up to the World Tour.
Yes.
I think we're going to have to do some coaching. We'll get there.
So this is nerve-wracking.
Thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed it. Please join us on Sunday here at Big Bad Sandown for the final day of the Shannon Speed Series this weekend. Our thanks to Panda, Rob James for being up till midnight editing this.
Yes.
Making it look good, and to Geordie behind the camera as well. We'll be back. We need to find a way to do this live at some point this year.
I don't know whether they'd let us, but we'll try our best.
No, you're
maybe
probably right.
Bathurst. Then I'll give them a chance to have a think about it during the off-season. Let's do it. Tell us what you think.
See you later.
Bye.